Welcome back to Regular Guys Outdoors. I'm Jeff. Hopefully in earlier episodes you've seen us put together tree stands and some of the safety tips. Today we're getting tree stands set on our hunting lease. If you're not familiar with a hunting lease, if you're a regular guy like me and you say don't have your private hunting land in Wisconsin because you've had to move due to unfortunate circumstances, you can go and look online in your respective state and you can find hunting leases. It could be 5 to 105 acres. It can be just for the season or for the year. But we went ahead and Chris, Eric, and I put our heads together and we decided to go for our first ever hunting lease. So Chris and I came down to recon it because Eric unfortunately had other obligations. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take our stands, we're going to recon a couple spots, and we're going to put our stands up.
So we're on our way back from reconning our lease, and of course we're staying in one of Jeff's fancy schmancy hotels.
Hey!
Now, they asked for if he wanted the suite upgrade, so of course he says yes.
Prima donna's got to live right.
Heading out to go meet Jeff out in Missouri, and I'm trying to make it to Salina, Kansas tonight because they got a Olive Garden there, and I just found a gift certificate my brother gave me last year in my wallet, so score. Well, this is me for the night. Take out a bunch of junk, throw it on the rack, strap it down. It ain't Jeff's fancy schmancy hotel, but it'll do for a night. Well, I'm here now. Jeff's a little behind me. But they are expecting us. Hey, look who just showed up. Hey, that's a pretty nice hunting rig you got there.
Sadly enough, this is my best gas mileage car I own.
Let's go see what Jeff's doing.
Jeff is about to get very frustrated.
Jeff doesn't have fingernails, so he can't get the camo skin off the backing.
You really need to be walking around taking secret videotape? I mean, we're two dudes staying at a bed and breakfast. You really want videotape footage of this? What are you doing? What you got there?
Heading out to do a little crossbow hunting.
Oh yeah, out there. Heading out there.
Hopefully this goes well.
Down a country road. Let's go out there and let's kill some deer. Day 1 Missouri hunting lease. Let's see how it goes. So from here you can see the view I have from my tree stand. The day we set this up, I sat up there and within an hour of putting the stand up, off to my west, this little guy pops out. And so we have some positive footage here already before the hunt even starts.
And this is the view from my stand from my 3 o'clock directly to my right. And this is directly to my front at about 20 yards.
We're down here doing a little bow hunting in Missouri. Came across a snapping turtle. That's the size of that dog, man. These are some mean sons of guns, but they are good eating. Headed, man. But I think I'm gonna have to get you
You need to get out the road.
out of the road. After sitting out for 2 nights, we set out for our first morning. Nothing's come in close enough to take a shot, but we've seen movement. Off to my west, I see what appears to be an 8-point. He's a little far out. He cuts back into the wood line. Looks like he's going to bed for the morning. And what does he push out? This guy. Yeah, this little guy looks a little bit familiar from one of these earlier game picks. Now he's got an interesting thing going on his headgear. he looks like in future years he could probably produce a really nice rack. So for those who are trophy hunting, we're going to pass. Plus, it's a really bad shot from my vantage point. But he came out with this guy. This guy is giving me a very nice broadside shot. He also is picked up on the game cam earlier. So I decide this is the better shot at about 15 yards. And I take it. If I was a betting man, I would bet you $1 million that guy was going to crash in the woods. But I never heard it. And upon closer inspection, sure enough, right over the top of him. When you zero your crossbow, look at short distance shots as well. Sometimes that arrow rises a little more than you anticipate. I swear I saw a tuft of hair come off the back. Chris says, no, that's bean. Wishful thinking. So after that close call and the amount of activity we've seen, we decide another stand down on this field is going to be real helpful. So we set up a tripod, and I'm going to go sit down on the tripod watching for that 8 to see if he comes back the next morning. From this stand, I can see Chris sitting in my old spot.
And I'm sitting in his old spot looking down at him over the field. I jumped into Jeff's stand, but it wasn't like I wasn't seeing anything over where I was. I had my squirrel buddy. I had my stick bug buddy. I had grasshopper buddy. And I even had a raccoon give me a drive-by.
Remember too, sitting out in the woods isn't just about shooting a deer. There's a lot of outdoor and wildlife to be experienced. Don't miss out on some of these cool things you'll only experience out there.
Alright, so our last hurrah. Jeff's gonna get down and he's gonna walk around this way. Behind this woodlot. And see if he can kick anything up. Well, better luck next time for us, I guess.
All right, so we didn't have any luck on that last day. We're getting ready to go back and pack up, but we feel real positive about the property. We've seen a lot, and we've got a lot of good views. Just wish we could squeeze one more day out of it. I call up my wife and tell her we're headed back, and she says, get anything? No. We saw a lot, though, and she says, well, why don't you stay one more day? I turn to Chris. Chris says, yeah, why don't we stay one more day? So, bonus day. So the evening of bonus day, we go sit out, and sure enough, what do we got? Mr. 5 Point. And boy, where have I seen this guy before? I watch him because he's well out of range, and he's eating and hanging out. He looks like he's gonna spook. Then sure enough makes a beeline right for me. My heart is pounding. I am ready. I think he's gonna come for me when he cuts south, walks right out of range and out of my frame. There's a reason these deer get big. We've got a morning of bonus day. We sit out. Before the sun even comes up, I see something in the field. Now, anybody who sat out in the morning when the sun's coming up has seen a lot of things in the field that turn out to be bushes. But sure enough, this turns out to be our little friend from the other morning. Now, the guy I shot at has decided not to come back. But this guy's poking around out there for a bit.
I see Jeff bearing down on his crossbow and I see him even turn the safety off. So I know he's got something that's behind me, but I don't dare look because I don't want to spook what he's doing.
Now, yeah, I had him framed up. I'm not gonna lie. I popped my safety off, and I considered a 50-plus yard shot. But my confidence was a little rattled from the short one, so I held off. And sure enough, this guy walks right behind Chris, right up behind him, and I can't communicate, dude. He's right behind you. So after I just let him mosey around there for a little bit, he scoots on by, out of crossbow range, and goes back the way he came. So as we watch this guy mosey off into the sunset, so our hunt ends, and we too have to mosey off into the sunset. But rifle season looks to be more positive and a lot different outcome than this trip.
Thanks for watching.